What's up, my good people, and welcome back into the Bully Ball Show on Sparks TV. I'm your host, Nino Sparks Sedan, aka the Mid-Range Bully. Before we get started, if it's your first time tapping in, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Stay tapped in. Let's get it. Today we're going to give you, I know it's a little bit later than I usually drop the show. Thought I'd give you like a special Scott Van Pelt episode, you know what I mean? Switch the swag up a little bit. Did want to give you the episode a little later today, just in case any crazy trades went down. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to put out a video talking about who should be traded and then they get traded somewhere else, and then the video, it really wouldn't make any sense with it. So thought I'd give you a special edition today. We're going to jump right in. I ain't going to waste no more of your time. I know your time is precious. We're going to talk 3 teams. My team, the Los Angeles Lakers, of course, the Brooklyn Nets, and then I'm going to actually give you 2 dark horses that nobody's talking about. Of course, I'm talking about KD and Kyrie. Now, it's been widely reported that, you know, they both want to stay together. You know, or they wouldn't mind staying together, which I think can still be a possibility. But if it is a possibility, it's really only 1 or 2 teams that can make that happen. The first team, of course, being my Los Angeles Lakers. Now, before I get into my Lakers, I'm going to start with the Brooklyn Nets. And I'm going to act as if I was the GM. Now, if you're the Brooklyn Nets, why in the hell would you do any of these trades with any of these teams that don't have star players or that are not willing to offer you their star player? To me, that's a non-conversation starter. You know, if you're the Phoenix Suns, they don't have anything to offer me other than Devin Booker, which they've already taken off the table. So we have nothing to talk about. The Raptors, I don't know why they keep throwing the Toronto Raptors in there. I don't know if they know something I don't know. You know, Scotty Barnes is he's a good player. I think he's going to be, you know, he could potentially even be an all-star in the league. But Toronto has nothing to offer me. They off the table. Miami Heat, outside of Jimmy Butler, you have nothing to offer me. Yeah, Bam Adebayo, he's a good player. I like Bam. Tyler Hero, he's a good player. I like him. Duncan Donuts, if you ask me. Who else they got over there? That's it. They got nothing for you. Kyle Lowry, you gonna give me Kyle Lowry? Get out of here with that shit. They got nothing to offer you. Okay, so they off the table. What's another team they throwing out there? I heard something about the Boston Celtics. I don't think the Boston Celtics are going to do anything. I think they're going to continue to keep Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum together. You know, just this redundant duo that we're going to see get bounced some sort every year. You know, I can't see them making it back to the finals as presently constructed, which I broke down in another video anyway. But they off the table. Portland, you ain't got nothing to offer me outside of Damian Lillard. And even if you gave me Damian Lillard, that's still not enough. We seen what he did in Portland. What's he going to do for me by himself with the Nets? Now, if you're talking about pairing him up with Ben Simmons, that's cool. But even that is not, you're not going to get, there's only one KD, right? So you're not going to get a good enough player in return. There's nothing that you're going to get that's going to, you know, make that other than LeBron. You know, that's the only other player you can get that will measure up to that. So you're losing either way it goes, you know. But what type of loss do you want to take? That's the key, you know. Are you going to fall in to, you know, these narratives that are being pushed around? Are you watching too much TV if you're the GM and you looking and you seeing this channel and this channel, you seeing what they saying? Oh, maybe I should trade him. Maybe I should. Don't get caught up in all that bullshit. It's really only 2 teams that can offer you something. Now, let's get down to the trade itself. The Los Angeles Lakers. We gonna send you Anthony Davis. You know what? Let me backtrack a little bit. Pause on that. If you're the Brooklyn Nets, why would you want to trade Kyrie Irving for Russell Westbrook? You keep hearing the same thing. It's a problem for a problem. Your problem costs $11 million more than my problem. That's a problem in itself. So unless you sending some money with Russ, that's a non-conversation starter. How you going, I'm going to get rid of $36 million by taking on $47 million? Come on, dog. You're smarter than that. You're better than that. That's a non-conversation starter. So now, back to the trade. My Los Angeles Lakers will give you Anthony Davis, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Kendrick Nunn, Austin Reeves, and however many picks you want, man. What you want? 4 picks? We give you 4 picks. So what's that? Let's run it back. Taylor Horton-Tucker, Anthony Davis, Taylor Horton-Tucker, Kendrick Nunn, Austin Reeves, and shit. Let's say 1, 2, 3. Let's say 4 picks. Shit, 5 picks. 9. You get 9 players total. 9. You get 9. You get 5 picks and 4 players in exchange for KD and Kyrie Irving. Now I'll get into why all of that would make sense, because I know what y'all are thinking off the rip. Hold up, Russ is still on the team. We'll get into why that can make sense, but we're still talking about the Brooklyn Nets. I'll get into my Lakers in a bit. So we gonna send you that package in exchange for the Kyrie and KD saga to end, and you can move forward as the Brooklyn Nets. Now, if you Brooklyn, we're not done. We just getting started. We'll take your 4 players and 5 picks, and we'll raise you one. We're going to trade Ben Simmons to the Utah Jazz. Yeah, I said it. We're going to trade Ben Simmons to the Utah Jazz. Ben Simmons and Patty Mills in exchange for Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, and shit. Throw in Jordan Clarkson. Now, I'll get to Utah and why that would make sense for them, because they're clearly on a rebuild. You know, after you traded Rudy Gobert, you got shit ton of, you know what I mean? They on a rebuild, but you got a chance to retool. I'll get to the Utah Jazz. We'll put a pin in that. So we got a pin in the Lakers. We'll put a pin in the Utah Jazz. We're going to continue with the Brooklyn Nets and how that all makes sense. So now you get rid of KD and Kyrie. You offer that. Now you got your all-star. You got 2 all-stars in exchange for 2 all-stars. You got your young future superstar in Donovan Mitchell. And you got Anthony Davis, who's a proven player, a champion. Yeah, he's injury prone, but when he's on the court, he's a nightmare. And you pair that up with a starting lineup, a Claxton, Anthony Davis, Bruce Brown, and your backcourt of Conley and Donovan Mitchell, who I think won about like 50 games last year. Something like that. I don't watch Utah. That's a starting lineup right there. That's a top 5 team in the East. You unleash Donovan Mitchell in the Eastern Conference, I promise you he'd be an MVP candidate in the Eastern Conference. I would put that team above Chicago. I damn sure put them above the Knicks. I will put them above the Hawks, depending on what they end up doing. I like their backcourt, but I even think that backcourt will still be better than Atlanta's backcourt. I put them right there with Philly. Or, hear me out, you can do You know what? I'm going to put a pin in that. Let's talk why that would make sense for the Utah Jazz. Now, if you're the Utah Jazz, instead of going into a full rebuild, you trade Donovan Mitchell and Mike Conley. You get off Conley's contract. Donovan Mitchell is clearly going one out. You get an all-star for an all-star in Ben Simmons, and now you're basically Team Aussie, Team Australian. Here, you can play. Now you got a backcourt of Ben Simmons and Patrick Beverley. You want to talk about an all-defensive team? They might have some issues on offense, but shit, you can throw Patty Mills as your point guard. Patrick Beverley at the shooting guard. Joe Ingles play Ben at the 4. I don't know who they got over there at 5. Shit, you can throw me out there. And they getting buckets. That's a top 5 team in the West. Hell, I put them over Denver. I definitely put them over Portland. I put them over Dallas. Hell, they could beat the Clippers. Only teams they wouldn't be messing with is probably the Suns, the Lakers, and who else? Don't even matter. But that makes a hell of a lot more sense than sitting on Spider and waiting for that to flare up. Go ahead and pull that plug. Get you some draft picks. Shit. You got enough of them. Now, my Los Angeles Lakers. Why would this make sense for us? Why would you want to pair Kyrie in a backcourt with Russell Westbrook? See, y'all watching too much TV. You watching too much TV. You're following the narratives instead of following the game. If you following the game, basketball-wise, those two, their games can match. Let me break down why. If you Kyrie Irving, you basically always play the 2 guard. With the exception of when he was in Cleveland by himself in the lottery every year, he's basically always played the 2. When Bron went back to Cleveland, Bron basically, you remember Bron slammed down, got on that paleo thing. You know, I had to put my spliff down just to really talk to y'all, because we're gonna talk that talk tonight. Bron came back light, running the point. You still had a Mo Williams. You had a Darren Williams. I don't know if it's Derek or Darren Williams. You had Williams, light-skinned brother. You had him running the point. You had Adela Dadova. Hell, they would have Shump and JR bringing the ball up. Kyrie mostly plays off the ball. He went to Boston. They had Marcus Smart running the point. You shared the ball with Terry Rozier, Jason Tatum. Moved to the Nets. You had a Spencer Dinwiddie. You had a Karis LeVert. When James Harden showed up, you told him straight up, you're going to be the 1, I'm going to be the 2. That's what you do. You want to be Kobe. You Kobe 2.0. And I only mean that in the basketball sense. He the closest thing when it comes to scoring. He's the closest thing since the Mamba, bro. That makes sense. If you Russell Westbrook, you've always played with an all-star shooting guard. KD basically played shooting guard. Andre Roberson wasn't no damn 2. He 3 and sometimes D. Pause. They would play shit. They played Nick Collison at the 3 sometimes. They would play him at the 3. And had Serge at the 4, Baca at the 5. Y'all must have forgot. See, y'all hanging on that one bad year Russ had. Y'all forget all the fucking good years. Y'all forget OKC was damn near in the playoffs every year. Y'all forget Kevin Durant won a championship. Excuse me. Won an MVP, not championship. Won an MVP. I'm getting turned up. Kevin Durant won an MVP playing with Russell Westbrook. Y'all forgot about that. You had an Oladipo. Y'all forget Paul George had an MVP season playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Yeah, they got bounced, but that was because of his lack of defense, not Russ. Y'all remember? Y'all remember Dame waving him by? Come on, Spider sent him home as a rookie. That was on PG was guarding him. PG was guarding Dame. Y'all must have forgot. Russ went to Houston, played with James. Y'all must have forgot they made the playoffs. Only reason they didn't do shit was because they ran into us. We had a championship team and won a championship that year. Y'all must have forgot. Man had one bad year. This is the same dude averaged a triple-double 3 fucking seasons in a row when nobody had done it once since Oscar Robertson. Y'all ain't watching the game. You watching TV, my nigga. Excuse my language. I'm getting turned up. If you're watching basketball, you know I had to sit in here. I ain't even going to say their names. Hear certain broadcasters talking about, yeah, he can't play. Motherfucker getting paid $47 million. That showed this same person won an MVP. Y'all forget Bradley Beal led the league in scoring playing alongside Russell Westbrook. Y'all forget they had a good second part of the season. But they dealt with injuries and then they the Washington Wizards. Bet you can't even name the other 3 players that was on the floor with them too. I can. Y'all forgot. It's cool though. I'm going to remind you. On the Bully Ball Show, we going to remind you. Russell Westbrook and Kyrie could definitely play together. And if you the Lakers, we all about storylines, baby. That's what we do. We give you the motherfucking motion picture. On the hardwood. Pause. That's what we do. What would be a better storyline? Kyrie coming back to reunite with the king. KD and Russ got unfinished business. Hell, you could throw me out there as a 5. We win in 82 games. 3 in a row. Not 1, not 2, 3 in a row. Now, if you the Lakers contractually, this shit makes sense. You get off Anthony Davis' contract. Anthony Davis, this would have been, what, his 4th year with the team? And he had 1 good season. We've seen enough. I love Anthony Davis. You're a good player. You got us 1. God bless you. I hope you get it together. I'm trying to get it together. I'm hurting too. You know what I'm saying? But we've seen enough. Worst case scenario for the Lakers in this scenario, end of the season, you're off of Russ's contract and Kyrie's contract. You clear 80 plus million off the books. And you still got 2 of the best players, if not the 2 best players on the planet. And Kevin Durant and LeBron James. Are you shitting me? This should already happen. I don't even know what we're talking about. It probably already happened. I'm giving it to you first. That's what we do on the Bully Ball Show.